Olivia used to love mirrors. When she was a child, she would stand on a stool in the bathroom and make faces at herself. She would puff her cheeks, cross her eyes, laugh at the silly girl in the glass. Back then, the mirror was a friend. It reflected her joy, her curiosity, her innocence. But that was before life started talking louder than her own reflection. Now, at 26, Olivia stared at the bathroom mirror like it was a judge. The girl looking back at her was tired. Dark circles. Dry lips. A body that looked wrong no matter how she stood. Ugly, she whispered. The mirror girl didn't argue. She only stared back, eyes slightly red from last night's crying. Olivia leaned closer. Her nose looked bigger today. Her skin looked rough. Her hair, too thin. Her shoulders, too wide. How can anyone love this? She muttered. Her phone buzzed on the sink. A voice note from her best friend, Lila. Don't be late tonight. It's your birthday, Olivia. You're beautiful. We're celebrating, no excuses. Olivia sighed. Beautiful. People kept saying that word like it was a fact, but the mirror said something else. She lifted her eyes again. Same girl. Same tired face. But something small, almost unnoticeable, had changed. The girl in the mirror was not standing exactly like her. Olivia's heart skipped. She blinked hard. Maybe she was just tired. Maybe it was the bathroom light. She lifted her right hand. The mirror girl lifted her left. Exactly as she should. See? I'm losing it, Olivia whispered. She turned off the light and walked away. But that strange feeling stayed with her. Like the mirror knew something she didn't. Olivia worked in a clothing store downtown. All day she watched women look at themselves in fitting room mirrors. All day she heard the same words. My arms look fat. My stomach is disgusting. Nothing fits me. Sometimes the women looked perfect to her. Slim. Curvy. Strong. Soft. But the moment they faced the mirror, confidence disappeared. Shoulders dropped. Eyes dimmed. It was like the mirror had the power to erase everything good they believed about themselves. One evening, a little girl came out of the fitting room wearing a yellow dress. She spun in front of the 3-panel mirror, giggling. Her mother frowned. It makes you look bigger, she said. Go take it off. The little girl looked at her reflection again. For the first time, she stopped smiling. Olivia watched the light in the child's eyes flicker. Something inside her broke. She stepped closer. I think you look like sunshine, Olivia said gently. The girl gave a small smile. But then she turned back to the mirror, waiting for it to give the final answer. Olivia went home that night with a strange anger burning inside her. She was angry at the mothers, at social media, at impossible beauty standards. But most of all, she was angry at the thing on her own bathroom wall. The mirror that never let her rest. That night, after her birthday dinner with Lila, Olivia stood in front of the mirror again. Her makeup was smudged from laughing too much. Her curly hair had escaped the clip. Her dress was a little tight, but she had actually enjoyed wearing it. Lila had hugged her and said, "You're glowing, Olivia. You really are." Olivia looked at her reflection. Glowing? All she could see was a woman who had eaten too much cake and didn't know what to do with her life. "You're lying," she whispered to the glass. "You always lie." The bathroom was quiet. Only the small buzz of the light. Olivia leaned so close her breath fogged the surface. "I wish you would tell me the truth for once," she said. "Not what I fear. Not what they said. Just the truth." For a long moment, nothing happened. Then the fog cleared. The girl in the mirror was still there. Same eyes. Same mouth. Same tired face. But this time, the girl's lips moved. Before Olivia's did. 4 soft words formed in the glass. "What if I'm lying?" Olivia's body went cold. Her own mouth had not moved. She was sure of it. Her hands slipped from the sink. "What?" she whispered. The mirror girl stared back, eyes suddenly sharp, almost alive. Then, slowly, she smiled. A sad, knowing smile Olivia had never seen on her own face. And for the first time in her life, Olivia wondered, What if the mirror wasn't showing her who she was, but only what she'd been taught to hate? Olivia didn't sleep that night. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the mirror. Not her face, just the faint smile the reflection had given her before the lights flickered out. By morning, she convinced herself it had been exhaustion. A trick of the light. A shadow. Anything but what she thought she saw. But deep down, something in her chest whispered, it was real. When she got ready for work, she avoided looking at the mirror. She brushed her teeth while staring at the floor, applied her makeup using her phone camera, and dressed in the hallway mirror instead, the small cracked one that barely showed her shoulders. Still, as she passed the bathroom, she could feel it. That pull. Like the mirror was watching. She froze in the doorway. It was just glass. Just a reflection. But the air around it felt wrong. Too still. Too quiet. Her phone buzzed again. A text from Lila. Lila, morning, birthday girl hangover? Olivia, more like mirror trauma. Lila, face with tears of joy girl, what are you talking about? Olivia typed, never mind, then deleted it. She didn't want to sound crazy. By evening, after another long day of fake smiles and fitting rooms, Olivia came home drained. Her apartment was dark except for the soft city light slipping through the blinds. She walked past the bathroom again, then stopped. The door was open. The light was off. But she could see her reflection, faint and grey in the darkness, her outline barely visible. And that's when she noticed something. The reflection was smiling. But she wasn't. Her heart jumped. No, 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 she whispered, backing away. Then the smile faded, replaced by an expression she didn't recognize, sorrow. The kind that felt human. Olivia's breathing quickened. What do you want from me? She asked, her voice breaking. For a second, nothing. Then the reflection whispered, but not with sound. The words appeared across the fogged glass, glowing faintly as if written by invisible fingers. I want you to see. Olivia froze. See what? No answer. Her own face stared back, but her reflection's eyes, they were not her eyes anymore. They looked older. Wiser. Filled with something she couldn't name. Then came the words again, slowly forming. You've been believing a lie. Her knees went weak. She grabbed the counter. What lie? The reflection's lips moved now, perfectly synced but not hers. The one they taught you to see. And then, the mirror flashed. Not like a light. More like a memory. For a second, Olivia saw herself at 12 years old, standing in front of a different mirror, wearing her first makeup, as her mother said. Too much, sweetheart. You'll look cheap. Be simple. Flash. She was 17, staring at her acne under harsh school lights while a boy laughed and called her pizza face. Flash. 21, her first boyfriend telling her, you'd be perfect if you lost a little weight. Each memory hit like lightning, pain she thought she'd buried roaring back to life. And the mirror whispered. You believed them. Every word. And I became their voice. Olivia's hands trembled. You're saying, you've been lying to me? The reflection nodded, slowly, heartbreakingly. You wanted me to tell you what you already feared. So I did. A tear slipped down Olivia's cheek. Why now? Why show me this? The reflection blinked, eyes soft now. Because you're starting to hate what you see. And I can't keep showing you lies. Not anymore. The bathroom light flickered. Olivia gasped and stumbled backward. When she looked again, her reflection was back to normal. No writing. No strange glow. Just her, pale and shaking. She ran to her bed, heart pounding. What just happened? Was she hallucinating? Losing her mind? But as she lay there, tears drying on her cheeks, she felt a strange warmth in her chest, like something heavy had cracked open. The mirror's last words echoed in her head, refusing to fade. You're starting to hate what you see. And I can't keep showing you lies. For the first time, Olivia wondered. If the mirror could lie, what truth had it been hiding all this time? And why did it suddenly want her to see it now? Olivia didn't go near the bathroom for 3 days. She brushed her teeth in the kitchen sink, did her makeup using her phone camera, even showered with the lights off, refusing to face the mirror afterward. But the reflection was always there waiting. She could feel it. At night, when she walked down the hallway, she could sense the glass breathing, almost alive, like something behind it was awake. By the fourth night, she'd had enough. "I'm not afraid of you," she whispered from her bed. But even as she said it, her hands were shaking. The next morning, Olivia's apartment felt heavy, like the walls were listening. She glanced toward the bathroom door and stopped. The door was slightly open. The light inside was on. She knew she'd turned it off. Her heart thudded in her chest as she stepped closer. The mirror was glowing faintly, like sunlight through mist. Not bright, but alive. And this time, she didn't see herself. She saw another version of her. The girl in the glass looked the same curls, same freckles, but she was different. Her posture was strong. Her smile real. Her eyes, peaceful. Olivia blinked hard. "Who are you?" The reflection tilted her head slightly. "Who you were supposed to be." Olivia's stomach twisted. "What are you talking about?" The reflection took a step closer and the world behind her came into focus. A different apartment. Warm light. Paintings on the wall. Books stacked everywhere. Olivia could see a man sitting on the couch, laughing softly. Her reflection turned toward him, smiling with the kind of ease Olivia hadn't felt in years. "What is this?" Olivia whispered. "A dream." The reflection looked back at her, eyes glistening. "A truth you never lived." The room around Olivia began to hum. The light flickered. And for a second, she felt pulled, dragged toward the mirror. She stumbled forward, catching the sink just in time. Her reflection's world shimmered and faded. Now it was just her again. But on the glass, faint words began to appear, drawn by invisible hands. "Your reflection is not what you are. It's what you've become afraid to see." Olivia's throat tightened. She couldn't look away. "They told you you weren't enough," the words continued. "So you built a cage and called it your body." A tear rolled down her cheek. "Stop," she whispered. "You wanted love," the mirror went on, "but you settled for survival. You wanted to speak, but you swallowed your voice." "Stop," Olivia shouted. Her reflection stared at her, not with anger, but with pity. "You think I'm your enemy," it said softly. "But I only ever showed you what you believed." Olivia's chest rose and fell in sharp breaths. Her palms pressed against the cool glass. "Then show me something different," she whispered. "Show me who I'm supposed to be." The reflection's lips parted, and for the first time, Olivia heard her own voice echoing from inside the mirror. "Then you have to let go of who they told you to be." The bathroom lights dimmed again. The mirror flashed once more. This time, Olivia saw herself as a child painting at the kitchen table, her eyes full of wonder. Her mother's voice came from somewhere behind the memory. "Art won't feed you, live. Be realistic." Flash. Now Olivia saw herself at 17, standing on stage, about to sing until her father said, "You're not ready. Maybe next time." Flash. 21, applying for a job she didn't want, just to make rent. Smiling when she wanted to cry. Then, her reflection whispered one last sentence, soft, almost loving. "Every lie they told you became a truth you started to repeat." And the mirror went dark. Olivia collapsed to the floor, trembling. Her face was wet with tears. The air felt charged, heavy with meaning. It wasn't just a haunted mirror. It was a truth teller, one she'd avoided her entire life. But what terrified her most wasn't what it had shown her. It was the question it left behind, echoing in her mind like a heartbeat. If the mirror has been lying, then who am I without the lies? The next morning, Olivia woke up to silence, the kind that doesn't feel peaceful, but watchful. Her phone alarm had gone off 20 minutes ago, but she hadn't moved. She lay still, staring at the ceiling, afraid to look toward the hallway. The mirror was calling her again. Not with words. Not with sound. With a pull. A quiet pressure in her chest, like gravity was trying to draw her toward the bathroom. She told herself she wouldn't go. She told herself she'd get dressed, leave for work, pretend everything was fine. But before she knew it, she was standing at the door. The mirror looked ordinary again. Still. Cold. Reflective. Olivia leaned on the doorway, whispering, "I don't know what you are." No response. She stepped inside, her feet light on the tiles. The air was strangely cool, like standing in front of an open freezer. When she looked into the glass, she saw herself again, but something was off. It wasn't her face this time. It was her timing. The reflection blinked too late. Tilted its head a moment too soon. Olivia's pulse quickened. "Don't do that," she said quietly. "Don't." Before she could finish, her reflection smiled. She hadn't. The corners of her reflection's mouth lifted slowly, like it knew something she didn't. "Stop," Olivia whispered, voice trembling. The reflection only stared, calm and certain. Then it spoke. Her lips didn't move, but the voice came from inside the glass, her voice, but deeper, steadier. "You keep pretending, Olivia." She stumbled back. "What? You smile when you're breaking. You laugh when you're lost. You let them think you're fine." Her breath caught. "Who are you?" "I'm you, the you that remembers. The me that what? The one who doesn't lie anymore." The words hit her like a wave. She shook her head. "You're not real." Her reflection's smile softened. "Then why do you believe me more than you believe yourself?" Olivia's phone rang suddenly, making her jump. She grabbed it with shaky hands. "Lila. Liv. Are you okay? You didn't come to work. I've been calling you for hours." I just needed a day," Olivia said, eyes never leaving the mirror. "Are you crying? What's going on?" Olivia hesitated. She wanted to say, "The mirror is talking to me," but the words sounded insane even in her own head. "I'm fine," she lied. Her reflection tilted its head sharply, as if disappointed. "There it is again," the mirror whispered. "That word. Olivia." Lila's voice was distant now, muffled by the sound of Olivia's own heartbeat. "Liv, are you there?" Olivia hung up. She faced the mirror fully now, voice breaking. "What do you want from me?" The reflection stepped closer until its face nearly touched the glass. "To stop living as a ghost." Olivia's throat tightened. "I'm not." "Yes, you are. You wake up and survive, not live. You stare at your reflection and see everything wrong instead of everything real." Tears spilled down Olivia's cheeks. "I don't know how to change that," she whispered. Her reflection looked at her softly, almost lovingly. "Then let me show you." The glass rippled. The image of her face wavered like water disturbed by wind. A faint humming sound filled the room. Olivia stepped closer, drawn by something beyond logic. Her fingertips touched the surface, and it wasn't cold this time. It was warm. Alive. And for a fraction of a second, she saw it again, that other version of herself. Standing confidently. Laughing freely. Loved. The reflection whispered one last time. "You think I'm your enemy. But I'm your escape." Then, just as suddenly, everything went still. The warmth faded. The mirror was just a mirror again. But Olivia's handprint remained on the glass, glowing faintly, pulsing like a heartbeat. She backed away slowly, trembling. The echo of the voice lingered in her head. "I'm your escape." Escape from what? From the lies she believed, or from the life she was living? That night, Olivia couldn't sleep. Every reflection, the TV, her phone, even her coffee mug, seemed to shimmer for a second longer than it should. Like the mirror wasn't just in the bathroom anymore. Like it was everywhere she looked. The mirror waited. Olivia could feel it. Every time she passed the bathroom door, a soft hum filled the air, low, steady, almost like a heartbeat behind the glass. It didn't scare her anymore. It called to her. Each night, she came a little closer. Each night, the reflection changed a little more. Sometimes, it was her face smiling when she didn't. Sometimes, the reflection wore clothes she didn't own. Sometimes, she saw light coming from behind it, as if another world existed just beyond the surface. And tonight, she couldn't resist. Olivia stood in front of the mirror again, barefoot, her reflection waiting with that calm, knowing gaze. The air felt different, thicker, electric, charged. "You said you're my escape," she whispered. "Escape from what?" The reflection tilted her head slightly, lips curving. "From everything you were told to be." Olivia swallowed. "And what happens if I cross over?" Her reflection stepped closer. "Then you'll see who you really are." Her pulse quickened. "How?" "Touch the glass." Her fingers trembled. "Last time I did, it burned." "That wasn't fire. That was truth." Olivia hesitated. She looked around her small apartment, the same dull walls, the same cluttered counter, the same job uniform lying on the chair. Was this really her life? Waking, working, pretending, surviving? Maybe there was something more. Something she was missing. Slowly, she raised her hand and pressed her palm to the glass. The mirror rippled again. A vibration moved up her arm, gentle at first, then stronger, until the whole room began to tremble. "Wait," she gasped, trying to pull back. But her hand was stuck. The reflection's eyes met hers, steady and calm. "Don't fight it. You wanted the truth." The world spun. Her reflection reached out and this time, grabbed her hand from the other side. Olivia screamed as the glass melted around her skin like warm water. She was pulled forward, through the surface, through the light. And then, suddenly, everything went silent. When she opened her eyes, she was standing in a room that looked almost identical to her own, but not quite. The colors were softer, the air clearer, the light warmer. And in the center, a full-length mirror stood, but this time, it was empty. She turned slowly, her heart pounding. The walls were lined with other mirrors, dozens of them, each showing different versions of her. In one, she was a confident woman giving a speech to a crowd. In another, she was painting in a sunlit studio. In another, she was laughing with a child on her lap. Each version of her looked alive, peaceful, whole. And every reflection looked back at her as if they'd been waiting for her to arrive. "What is this place?" Olivia whispered. From behind her, a familiar voice said, "This is everything you could have been if the lies hadn't won." She turned, and there she was. Her reflection, stepping out of the glass. No longer bound by the mirror. Real. Tangible. Radiant. Olivia stumbled backward. You're me." The other Olivia smiled. "I'm the part of you you buried. The brave one. The dreamer. The girl who never believed the mirror's lies." Tears filled Olivia's eyes. "I don't understand. Why now? Why me?" "Because you finally questioned it," her other self said softly. "The moment you asked, 'What if the mirror is lying?' You broke its spell." They stood facing each other. The two versions of Olivia, one broken, one whole. "Every reflection you've ever seen," the other Olivia said, "was never the truth. It was a story built from pain, opinions, and fear." She took Olivia's trembling hands. "But here, you can rewrite it." "How?" Olivia whispered. "By seeing yourself without the noise." And just like that, the room's mirrors began to fade, one by one. The confident Olivia. The artist. The mother. Each version disappeared until only the real Olivia remained, standing alone. The other Olivia smiled, her voice fading into a whisper. "You've seen who you can be. Now it's time to be her." The light began to shift again, pulling Olivia backward. She reached out, but the warmth was already fading. Her body grew lighter, her vision blurred. And then she was back. Back in her bathroom. Same mirror. Same apartment. Except now, her reflection smiled at her first. And for the first time in her life, she didn't think the mirror was lying. Olivia thought the nightmare was over. 4 days, she walked around like someone seeing the world for the first time, noticing the color of the sky, the way sunlight hit her curtains, the quiet sound of her own breathing. It felt good to be free from the mirror's whispers, to feel like she owned her reflection again. But peace rarely comes without a price. And this one was about to collect its debt. That evening, Olivia stood in front of the mirror again, not afraid this time, just curious. She smiled. The reflection smiled back, perfectly in sync. "See," she whispered. I'm not scared anymore. The air around her seemed still for a moment, almost calm. Then, the light flickered. Just once. But when it came back, her reflection was still smiling. Except Olivia wasn't. Her heart skipped. She blinked hard. Maybe it was a trick of the light. Maybe it was. The reflection's head tilted to the side, slow and deliberate. Olivia hadn't moved. And then it whispered, her own voice echoing from inside the glass. You think you've won. She stumbled back, gripping the sink. What do you want? The reflection's eyes sharpened. You walked away from me. From what made you strong? You're not real, Olivia hissed. Aren't I? The voice was calm. Too calm. It didn't sound like the comforting version of her that had guided her before. This one sounded angry. Olivia backed toward the door, but the reflection's voice grew louder, filling the air. You wanted to see the truth. But the truth isn't always kind. Her voice trembled. You're lying again. The reflection laughed, a soft, chilling sound. I am the lie. And you gave me life. The mirror's surface began to ripple again, but this time it wasn't light, it was shadows. Dark shapes moved beneath the glass like smoke trapped under ice. Olivia's reflection started to shift, her face twisting, her features distorting into something cruel, hollow-eyed, sharp-smiled. Every time you hated yourself, I grew stronger, the reflection said. Every time you called yourself worthless, I listened. And I believed you. Tears welled in Olivia's eyes. Stop. You wanted to escape, remember? But escape from what, me? The lights flickered again, the hum returning. The glass pulsed with that strange heartbeat rhythm. And then, the reflection reached out. Its hand pressed against the inside of the mirror, palm to palm with hers. But this time, it didn't feel warm. It felt cold. Heavy. Alive. You can't just erase me, Olivia, it whispered. You made me. She yanked her hand back and ran into the living room, chest heaving. Her phone buzzed, Lila again. Lila, hey, you okay? You sound weird lately. Olivia, Lila, have you ever looked in a mirror and felt like it was watching you? Lila, what? No. Liv, are you sleeping? Olivia, barely. She didn't tell her what had really happened. How could she? Who would believe her? That night, Olivia tried to cover the mirror with a bedsheet. She taped it down, turned off the lights, and sat on her bed, hugging her knees. The room was quiet. Until she heard it. A tap. Then another. Like fingers against glass. Her stomach turned. The sound grew louder. Tap. 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 Slow. Measured. Mocking. Then she heard her own voice, faint but clear, from behind the sheet. You can't hide from yourself. Olivia screamed and ripped the sheet away. The mirror was uncovered, but what she saw made her blood run cold. The reflection wasn't her. Not anymore. It was the other version, the darker one, standing in the middle of a vast, black room, her eyes glowing faintly in the dark. And behind that version of her, Olivia saw hundreds of other reflections. Each one broken, twisted, whispering her name in unison. Olivia. 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 She stumbled back, her hand flying to the light switch, but the bulb exploded with a sharp pop. Darkness swallowed the room. And in that darkness, one final whisper came from the mirror, low, almost kind, but full of warning. You broke the lie. But now you have to face what's been hiding behind it. The mirror cracked down the center. And Olivia realized. The reflection hadn't been trapped behind the glass. It had been protecting her from something worse. Something that was no longer trapped. Olivia barely slept after the mirror cracked. When morning came, her apartment looked the same, but it felt different, colder somehow, as if a piece of the night had stayed behind. She stood at her bedroom door, staring at the sheet she'd dropped on the floor. It lay crumpled and still, but she swore it moved once, just slightly, like a slow breath. She wanted to believe she'd imagined everything. That the voices, the reflection, the glowing eyes, all of it, were just exhaustion and grief twisting together. But when she walked back into the bathroom, the mirror was no longer cracked glass. It was healing itself. Slowly, silently, the fracture line faded, until it was whole again as if it had never been broken. Olivia's heart began to pound. The reflection was waiting. Her face calm, but not kind. "You shouldn't have done that," the reflection said softly. Olivia's throat was dry. "Done what?" "Tried to break what's protecting you." "Protecting me? You're the one who's been lying." The word hung in the air, sharp as glass. The reflection stepped closer. Her voice lowered. "Do you really think the lies were mine, Olivia? You gave them to me. I only showed you what you believed." Olivia's knees felt weak. "Then what's behind you? What did I see last night?" The reflection's smile faded. "The truth you can't handle yet." The lights flickered again. Olivia grabbed the sink for balance. The walls seemed to bend, slightly, the tiles warping, the air shimmering like heat haze. She looked down. Her hands were trembling, except in the mirror, they were perfectly still. That was when she noticed it. Her reflection wasn't breathing. She stepped closer. In the mirror, her chest didn't rise. Didn't fall. "Why aren't you?" "Because I'm not alive here anymore," the reflection said. Olivia froze. "What does that mean?" The reflection's eyes softened. "You freed me. When you crossed the glass, you left the door open." "The door to what?" The mirror began to shimmer again, the glass rippling like water disturbed by wind. "To everything that lives behind the lies." And then, Olivia saw it, faint shapes moving in the reflection's background. Not people exactly, but outlines. Shadows with faces blurred and shifting, whispering in voices she almost recognized. Some sounded like her mother. Some like old teachers. Some like herself, saying every cruel thing she'd ever thought. "You're not enough. You'll never change. You'll always be this way." The voices grew louder, swirling behind her reflection. "Those are your truths," the reflection said quietly. "Every wound, every word you believed." Olivia shook her head, tears welling. "Make them stop." "I can't. You have to face them." The shadows pressed closer to the glass now, hands reaching as if trying to break through. The sound was unbearable, whispers layered over whispers, all of them in her own voice. "Stop it," she cried, slamming her palm against the mirror. And then, silence. Every shadow vanished. The light steadied. But her reflection didn't look like her anymore. It looked realer. Almost human. The reflection blinked slowly, and for the first time, tears rolled down its cheeks. "I lied to protect you," it said softly. "Because if you saw what the world really thinks you are, you might never forgive yourself." Olivia stared, breath trembling. "Then what's real?" The reflection gave a small, broken smile. "That's what you have to decide." A loud knock at the door startled her. "Olivia." "It's Lila. You haven't answered my calls all week." Olivia turned, relief washing over her. "Lila, come in." She stopped. In the mirror, her reflection hadn't turned. It was still staring straight ahead at her. And then, as the door opened behind her, the reflection raised its hand and pressed a single finger to its lips. "Sure." Olivia's stomach dropped. "Liv." Lila's voice was right behind her now. "What's wrong?" Olivia turned. Lila stood there, holding a bag of groceries, looking concerned but very real. "Liv." Olivia looked back at the mirror. Her reflection was smiling again, but Lila's reflection wasn't there at all. Lila set the grocery bag on the table, frowning. "Liv, you look like you haven't slept in days." Olivia forced a smile. "Just work." Her voice sounded hollow even to her own ears. Lila stepped closer, reaching to feel her forehead. "You're cold. Want me to make you tea?" Olivia nodded, trying to look normal. But her eyes kept sliding to the bathroom door. From where she stood, she could see part of the mirror's frame, still, silver, innocent. "Don't look," she told herself. "Not while she's here." The kettle began to whistle. For a few seconds, the sound filled the silence. Then a soft voice floated from the hallway. "She doesn't belong here, Olivia." Olivia froze. The kettle still screamed on the stove, but all she could hear was the whisper. She turned slowly. The bathroom door had cracked open again, just enough for her to glimpse the reflection, smiling. You let her in, the mirror voice continued. Now she'll see what you are. Liv. Lila's voice called from the kitchen. Everything okay? Olivia slammed the door shut. Fine, she shouted. The kettle fell silent. So did the whisper. But the damage was done, her hands wouldn't stop shaking. They sat at the small dining table, cups of tea steaming between them. Lila talked about work, about traffic, about some ridiculous argument with her boss. Olivia tried to listen. She really did. But something was wrong. Every time she blinked, the world flickered, just slightly, like a bad video feed. Lila's movements would lag for half a second, then catch up. And the walls seemed thinner, less solid. Liv, you hearing me? Olivia blinked hard. Yeah. Sorry. Headache. Lila leaned forward. You sure you're all right? You look. She stopped mid-sentence, eyes widening. Your reflection, she whispered. It's not moving. Olivia turned sharply toward the window beside them. Her blood ran cold. In the glass, they were both reflected, but her own reflection was frozen, staring straight ahead, while Lila's kept moving. Then, slowly, her reflection turned its head toward her, mouth curling into a smile that didn't belong to her face. Lila gasped. What the? Don't look at it. Olivia yelled, pulling the curtains shut. The mugs rattled on the table. The apartment lights dimmed. Lila backed away, voice trembling. Liv, what's happening? Olivia pressed her hands to her head. I don't know anymore. The mirror, it talks. It shows things. It. Stop, Lila said sharply. You need help. You're scaring me. But Olivia could barely hear her. The hum had returned, that low vibration from behind the walls. And then, Lila screamed. Olivia spun around. Lila's reflection in the darkened window was gone. But Olivia's was still there. Only now, it was moving on its own again. It stepped closer to the edge of the glass until its face filled the pane. Its lips moved, but Olivia didn't hear sound, she felt the words vibrate in her chest. If you won't live the life I showed you, I will. The window cracked, a thin white line snaking across the surface. And for a brief instant, Olivia saw something horrifying. Her reflection reaching outward, fingertips pressing against the inside of the glass as if testing its strength. Liv, let's get out of here, Lila pleaded. Please. Olivia grabbed her friend's hand and ran for the door. But when she turned the knob, nothing. It didn't move. Click. Every lock in the apartment turned itself. Lila's eyes were wild. Liv, what's happening? Olivia turned toward the hallway mirror. The glass shimmered like water again, but this time the figure inside wasn't just watching. It was walking forward. You opened the door once, it said, voice echoing. You can't close it now. The mirror burst outward in a flash of light. Olivia screamed, shielding her face. When the light faded, the bathroom was empty. The mirror was whole again, perfectly clean. And Lila stood in the doorway, eyes wide, trembling. Liv, she whispered. Olivia turned to her friend, her heartbeat slowing. But something was wrong. Her voice, when she spoke, wasn't her own anymore. It was calm. Even. Cold. I told you not to come. Lila's face drained of color. Olivia. Olivia smiled, the same perfect smile from the mirror. Behind her, the glass shimmered once, then went still. Lila stepped back slowly. Olivia, she whispered, what's wrong with you? The woman in front of her smiled, but it wasn't the soft, nervous smile Olivia always gave. It was too perfect. Too calm. Her eyes, once warm brown, now looked polished, glassy, like the surface of still water. I told you not to come, the woman said again. Her voice was low and steady, controlled. Liv, you're scaring me, Lila said. She reached for her friend's hand. It was ice cold. Olivia tilted her head slightly, studying Lila with something that wasn't quite curiosity, more like fascination. Why are you afraid of me, Lila? Because you're not, you, Lila whispered. The woman's lips curved. Maybe you never knew me at all. Lila stumbled backward, grabbing her phone, dialing fast. But before she could hit call, the woman whispered, "Don't." The lights flickered. Lila's phone screen went black. Every mirror in the apartment, the hallway, the closet, even the dark surface of the TV, began to hum softly. Lila looked around, terrified. "What do you want?" she cried. The woman turned toward the bathroom, her reflection shimmering behind her like water rippling under light. "I want what she wanted," the woman said. "To be free." "Who?" The smile faded. "The one who made me." Lila's voice trembled. "Where's Olivia?" The woman turned her gaze back to her. "Where she always was," she said softly, "inside the glass." Inside the mirror, Olivia screamed. Her palms slammed against the cold surface, but the sound didn't pass through. She could see everything, her apartment, her friend, and that thing wearing her face. "Lila," she shouted. Her voice echoed only in her own ears. On the other side, the reflection tilted her head, almost hearing her. "You'll hurt her," Olivia whispered. "Please don't." The woman smiled faintly, as if answering a thought, not a word. "Stop it." Olivia pounded on the glass. "That's my life. That's my friend." But her fists made no sound. She turned around and froze. Behind her stretched a long corridor made entirely of mirrors, endless reflections of herself, each one slightly different. One crying, one screaming, one smiling. They whispered in 1,000 versions of her own voice. "You believed the mirror. You made her real. Now she's living for you." In the apartment, Lila's eyes filled with tears. "Olivia, please, come back." The woman looked at her gently, almost lovingly. "I am back." "No," Lila said, shaking her head. "You're not." Something flickered in the woman's eyes, a flash of hesitation. For just 1 second, her voice softened, almost human again. "Lila," she whispered. "It's so quiet here." Lila stepped closer. "Olivia, if you can hear me, fight it." Inside the mirror, Olivia felt it, that faint warmth. Someone was calling to her. Someone believed she was still there. She pressed her palms harder against the glass. "Lila," she cried. "Don't stop." The woman, the reflection, clutched her head suddenly, eyes wide, like the sound was inside her skull. Lila kept talking, voice shaking. "Live, remember me. Remember us. You said the mirror lied, remember?" The reflection's body trembled. The mirrors in the apartment flickered, the hum turning sharp, almost angry. Olivia saw cracks forming again across the surface. Light poured through them. "No," the reflection gasped. "You can't take it back." Olivia slammed her hand against the glass one last time, and it shattered like ice. A blinding flash filled the room. When the light faded, Lila was on the floor, coughing, surrounded by shards. The apartment was silent. "Live," she whispered, pushing herself up. Smoke hung in the air like mist. Then she saw her, sitting against the wall, breathing hard, eyes wide, human again. "Olivia. Real Olivia." Lila ran to her, wrapping her arms around her. "Liv. Oh my God, are you okay?" Olivia's voice was barely a whisper. She tried to take everything. Lila held her tighter. She didn't. "You're here. You're real." Olivia looked up at the cracked, empty mirror frame. It reflected nothing. Just a hollow space where glass used to be. "She's not gone," Olivia whispered. "Not yet." Lila didn't leave Olivia's side for 2 days. She helped her clean the shards from the bathroom, sweeping them into a box so no one would step on them. The apartment felt lighter, no whispering, no flickering lights, just the soft hum of the city outside. Still, Olivia couldn't relax. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw that face, her own, but colder. Every dream was the same. She was back inside the mirror, screaming while her reflection smiled and whispered, "You can't live without me." Lila noticed. "You're safe now," she said gently, setting down a tray of soup. Olivia gave a faint smile. That's what she said too. Lila sighed. "It's over, Liv. The mirror's gone." But Olivia's eyes flickered toward the cardboard box in the corner. It wasn't gone. Not really. That night, Olivia woke to a soft tick like glass tapping against wood. The room was dim. The box sat where Lila had left it. Another tick. Olivia sat up slowly, her heart thudding. She turned on her phone's flashlight and aimed it toward the box. The light caught on something faint, like breath fogging up glass. She got closer. Inside the box, one of the shards was glowing. Not bright, just pulsing like a heartbeat. Thump, thump, thump. Olivia's hand trembled as she reached for it. The moment her fingers touched the edge, a voice echoed faintly in her head. "You broke me, Olivia, but you kept me too." She stumbled back, dropping the shard. It clinked softly against the others, and for just a second, every piece shimmered, reflecting not her face, but eyes. Hundreds of them. Olivia clutched her chest, trying to breathe. "No. You're gone. I destroyed you." "You can't destroy what you made," the voice said. "You only hide it." Morning came grey and heavy. Lila woke to find Olivia sitting on the couch, pale, staring at the window. "You didn't sleep again, did you?" Olivia didn't answer. She pointed at the floor where the box had been. It was empty. Lila frowned. "Liv, where are the shards?" Olivia's voice was distant. "I don't know. They're gone." Lila knelt beside her. "Maybe you moved them. You were half asleep." But Olivia shook her head slowly. "No. I heard her." "Ha!" Olivia turned to look at her, eyes glassy with fear. "She said she's not inside the mirror anymore. She's inside me." That day, everything around Olivia began to warp again. Reflections in puddles showed her smiling when she wasn't. Her shadow sometimes moved a second slower than her body. When she looked at her phone camera, she'd catch glimpses of someone else, her, but wrong. She tried to convince herself it was trauma, exhaustion, guilt. But deep down, she knew the truth. The mirror had never been a thing. It was a doorway. And something had walked through. By evening, Olivia felt it, a weight under her skin, a whisper in the back of her mind. It wasn't trying to take over. Not this time. It was blending in. "Why fight me?" the voice murmured inside her. "You made me to survive the things you couldn't face. You needed me." Olivia pressed her palms to her ears. "Stop. You called me a lie," it said softly. "But I only showed you the truth you hide from everyone else." Her chest tightened. The truth. The reflection hadn't been lying, not completely. It had shown her what she feared most, the version of herself that was angry, cold, broken, and real. Maybe that was why it couldn't die. Because it wasn't a ghost. It was her. Lila found her that night sitting in front of the empty mirror frame again. The glass was gone, but Olivia was staring into the hollow space like it still held her reflection. "Liv," she said gently. "Don't do this again." Olivia didn't move. Her voice was soft, almost peaceful. "I think I understand now." Lila knelt beside her. "Understand what?" Olivia turned her head, her eyes calm but distant. "That she was never trying to destroy me," she whispered. "She was trying to make me see who I really was." Lila's throat tightened. "And who's that?" Olivia looked back at the frame, her own faint reflection shimmering on the wall's surface. "Someone who's not afraid of the truth anymore." The air inside the old thrift shop was still and heavy with dust. Olivia stood in front of the empty frame that once held the mirror, the same one that had nearly broken her mind. It felt smaller now. Not haunted. Just hollow. She ran her fingers gently along the rough wood, tracing the cracks, the places where the glass once Saturday. It was strange how something that once terrified her now only looked sad. For a moment, she thought of everything the mirror had shown her, the cruel reflections, the whispers, the lies, the versions of herself she never wanted to see. And then she remembered something the reflection had said long ago. "You wanted me to tell you what you already feared. So I did." Olivia's voice was soft. "You weren't lying, were you?" "Not really." The air seemed to shift. For the first time in weeks, she wasn't afraid of silence. She let it settle around her like a blanket. She sat on the floor, the frame leaning against the wall. All the broken pieces of her life, every mistake, every scar, every cruel word they used to live inside that mirror. She'd blamed it for showing her pain. But maybe pain wasn't the enemy. Maybe it was the teacher. Olivia took one of the small shards she had kept in her pocket, the last piece she hadn't thrown away. It was dull, but it still caught the light, just enough for her to see her reflection. Her own eyes looked back at her, tired, human, real. And then, faintly, she heard it again. Not a whisper this time. Not a threat. Just a voice, her voice, calm and steady. "Do you see now?" Tears welled in her eyes. "Yes," she said softly. "I see you. I see me. Then you don't need me anymore." The shard's light dimmed. Olivia smiled through her tears. "Thank you." She placed the piece carefully into the frame and stood up. When she walked outside, the sun hit her face. It was warm, golden, alive. For so long, she had only seen herself through the eyes of the mirror, through every cruel word, every doubt, every broken piece of her own reflection. But the truth was simpler. The mirror hadn't lied to her. Her fear had. The mirror had only shown what she believed. Now, she chose to believe something new. That she was not her past. Not her mistakes. Not what the world said she should be. She was something else entirely, something whole. Weeks passed. The mirror stayed in the shop, untouched. But sometimes, when the light hit it just right, customers swore they saw something, not a ghost or a shadow, but a woman smiling faintly from within the cracks. A woman at peace. Olivia never went back to see it again. She didn't need to. She'd stopped looking for herself in glass. Now she found herself in real things. Lila's laughter. Morning light. The reflection in another person's eyes when she smiled back, unafraid. One night, before bed, she caught her reflection in the window. The city glowed behind her, tiny lights flickering like stars. For the first time, her reflection moved exactly with her, not faster, not slower, just right. She leaned closer to the glass and whispered, "Thank you for lying when I needed it. And for telling me the truth when I was ready." Her reflection smiled back. And for the first time in her life, Olivia believed what she saw. Thank you so much for watching this story till the end. Every view, every like, every comment, it means more than you can imagine. These stories are not just fiction. They carry pieces of truth we all feel but never say out loud. If this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps these stories alive and reminds us that we're never really alone in what we feel. This is I Told Stories. See you in the next one.